Alright, quick disclaimer, if you don't give a fuck about the events that happened that changed how I am today, then just leave. Also, I'm going to be disabling comments because I don't have time for the hate comments on this particular video. If you want to personally DM me, add me on Discord or Instagram, they'll be on the screen and in the description. So I really don't know why I'm making this video at all right now. And I guess it's for the people that genuinely care about me, or people from my previous school that don't know where I went. In 2017, I'd been seeing a psychologist or therapist, whatever you want to call it, for about 6 months by December. And I was doing pretty well up to the start of 2018. I was fresh into year 7 and like everybody else, I basically had no idea what was going on because everything had just changed in that instant. I went to classes like everybody else, but I had missed my first art class because I thought I had Japanese. Then that for some reason sparked my anxiety to appear out of nowhere. Then comes my second art class, and in my head I'm thinking that I'm going to get in a heap of trouble, so I decided the most rational thing to do is hide out in the toilet for the double, which is 100 minutes, and just sit there anxiously waiting for the bell to sound, hoping that nobody came in within the double. Then a pattern appeared of me consistently skipping only art class, and nobody seemed to care. Then on about the 4th time I skipped the double, I noticed that I started sweating profusely and I could feel my heart beating out of my chest. This brought me to an anxious panic where I hopped up with this disgusting nauseous feeling in my stomach. I started pacing in the toilet, still stalled back and forth for say about half an hour until it calmed down. I thought to myself how weird it was that I just might have ate something weird that made my stomach hurt. Then comes the next double of art a week later, and about 10 minutes into hiding in the toilet, the same panic session comes back again with all the effects of last time. But then I start hyperventilating, and now I think something's up. Within the next 1.5 terms, which is about 15 or so weeks, it increased from having panic sessions in the double of art to having panic sessions every period. I had no idea where this came from. I had started taking days off due to feeling like I couldn't get out of bed because the panic sessions had just been wearing me out and exhausting me, and I couldn't get to sleep the night before. I'd taken about 5 weeks off school just laying in bed. During that time, I had to start seeing my psychologist, who then referred me to a psychiatrist. If you don't know the difference between those two, the psychologist analyzes how I'm doing with my mental health and etc. stuff like that. And the psychiatrist sees if I need to be put on any medication, which I turned out to have to, or whatever. I started taking days off due to feeling like I couldn't get out of bed because the panic sessions. Oh wait, shit. I started going back to school after those 5 weeks and kept having those panic sessions, but not as bad. Nobody knew about these panic sessions because I was scared that I would get in trouble for skipping art if I told them. Then the medication, after having it for about 3 weeks, started having its said side effects, which is putting on weight, starting to feel more depressed, and getting very aggressive. I put about 10 kilograms on after 3 weeks of having the medication, and was starting to feel more insecure than ever. Then, on a severely worse day that I woke up to, I did the usual go into the toilets when I started feeling panicked and do the whole pacing around hyperventilating fun shit. And since there is a tie and belt in my school's dress code, I had those two on me wearing them, and had formed a makeshift noose out of my tie and put it around my head and jumped. To my annoyance at the time, I just fell and nothing happened since the tie was so delicate and weak. Then I decided to tie up my belt in a loop over the toilet stall and put my head in it and fall off the toilet. Now, I'm a relatively big guy, around 6 foot tall and 90 kilos at the time, so it only held me up for about 5 to 10 seconds before undoing itself. I punched the toilet dispenser, which had the toilet paper in it, out of anger, and went out due to my frustration because I had just about given up on everything at that point. My parents soon found out about my panic attacks once I just gave up and told my mum, who then told the psychologist. I started refusing to go to school and stayed bedridden for about 3 months, and my mum had given up on trying to get me to school. Sorry if this sounds like a massive clusterfuck of a story, but to be honest, I really don't care because I'm just trying to let you guys know. I'll make a second part to this once I can be bothered and explain more in depth what happened after that. Hope you guys are around to see that part of my shitty 2018. And for those who watched the whole thing, I really appreciate you. Thank you.